Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. And YouTube members and Facebook members. Ooh, looks like we have a good echo here. Let me see if I can take care of that. Tonight's topic is going with the flow. I'm Michael Sandler, your host of Inspire Nation. And we are certainly working to go with the flow tonight as Jessica is out in Aspen, Colorado. And I'm doing this, running this somewhat solo as she is on standby in the messenger box. We've had a substantial number of technical challenges here, so we are truly working to go with the flow. With that said, we have sent her out to Aspen, Colorado to try to find a new home for us. Actually, let me put that differently. We're hoping that we're going to move to Aspen, Colorado, and we're putting that out there to the universe. And we've sent her to Aspen, but we haven't sent her to Aspen to find a home. Instead, we've sent her to Aspen to have fun, to raise her energetic level, to raise her vibrations, and from that energetic place to help the home in Aspen come to us. In other words, we're working to put her in the flow, to put her in the magic, to bring her resonance, her vibration, her frequency up so high that she attracts into her life what she desires and what we desire. That's what I'm talking about with going with the flow. It's not that you're not doing any work. It's not that you're saying, hey, universe, give me a bunch of money, and then you just, kick back, put your feet up, and just twiddle your thumbs, wait for the money to show up. It's a two-step dance. But what we're doing is looking for where the doors open and where the doors close. Where they close, we either want to sidestep, go a different direction, or ask, am I out of vibrational alignment of what's going on here? And if you are, work to get in alignment or say, maybe this is not the direction I should be going in. So our show, for instance, we work our tails off for this show. But we're in flow. The resistance isn't there. We can feel it taking off. We can see it taking off. On YouTube, we just crossed the 40,000 mark, for instance. And thank you for subscribers out there. Woohoo! But that means we're working, but we're going with the flow at the same time. If, on the other hand, things were going cattywampus, there's an official term, left, right, and center, we would have to say, are we out of flow? Are we out of vibration alignment? And for ourselves, we would do that both in automatic writing. We would ask that question. We'd also go quiet. We've taken beach walks where Jessica and I have spoken to each other in the morning and said, something's not working here. Are we out of flow? Then we've gone back to our automatic writing and asked about it some more and gone quiet and listened. So I want to challenge you this week to look at areas of your life where there's resistance and ask yourself, does that just mean that I need to keep putting one foot in front of the other? Or are the doors closing for a reason? And if they're closing for a reason, ask yourself, am I out of flow? Or is there a different direction I should be going in? Or something that I haven't considered? So she's out there in Aspen, and honestly, part of this process of going with the flow is having faith and trust. We have faith and trust that the right place will appear for her, with a huge, huge caveat. We're open. We're open to any possibility. Maybe it's Aspen, maybe it's not. Maybe it's Carbondale, Basalt, Glenwood Springs, or somewhere else we haven't even considered. But we're willing to put ourselves in the river of the universe and let her guide us where she may. We have no idea of the true greatness inside of us. We have absolutely no idea of what we are really, truly capable of or who we truly are. When we put ourselves in flow, we allow ourselves in vibration alignment, in co-creation with the universe, to carry us exactly where we want to go. Another example. So I've been told in automatic writing for the last few weeks, actually in automatic writing before we made our automatic writing program, I was told we'd be making a program a month. Excuse me, that'd be crazy. Whew. A program every 2 months for the foreseeable future, at least for this year. And we were given 6 different programs to record. It all came out of automatic writing. One of those 6 programs wasn't the program we recorded this weekend. That was program number 7, which is about morning magic routines, or how you can become a morning magic magician, building a routine that truly helps change and supercharge your life, and your day for that matter. So over the last couple weeks, I've been getting in automatic writing. You're going to be recording your morning magic routine this weekend. Actually, they didn't have a name for it yet. It's going to be your morning routine program. You'll be recording this past weekend. And I wasn't getting more guidance, and I wasn't getting more guidance. And then we are a day before recording. And I'm going, are we really supposed to do this? Does this make any sense at all? I have no idea what we're going to be speaking about. Now, when I coach people, I talk to them about morning routines. It's one of the first topics that we cover. And I help them build a morning routine for their automatic writing, for anchoring their day, for anchoring whatever success they want in their lives. A morning routine is very important. But I haven't laid out a full program. But going with the flow of the universe and hearing, no, you'll be making a morning routine program, I woke up Saturday morning bright and early, hopped on over to my computer to do my automatic writing. I do it with this app called Flux. I've got the screen almost blacked out. I've got my eyes closed. I'm typing in the dark. And I go, all right, automatic writing. All right, universe, God, source, guide, intuition, higher self, higher team. I probably used all of those names. What do I need to know about this program? And then I stepped back. I got into the flow, and the whole thing came out. And we recorded 40 or 50 videos this past weekend for our morning magic routine to help you become morning magic routine magicians. We'll release that in a couple short months here. It all came out because I was willing to have faith, have trust, step back, not worry about it. Sort of like here, I didn't know if we'd actually get this YouTube Live to work or not. Supposed to be in communication with Jessica via voice. That didn't work. The screen wasn't working. All I needed to do was hit refresh, but this is completely new to me. And I was concerned if I hit refresh, the whole screen would go to another page and I would have to reload the live. But each time I stepped back and said, whatever happens, happens. It doesn't mean that I don't want something. It doesn't mean that I have an outcome that I'd like to see. Whatever happens, happens means God, source, universe, higher self, intuition, higher guides, whatever we want to call it, you drive. Here's the steering wheel. I am not in charge. I'll work my tail off. I'll speak on YouTube Live. I'll record all the videos in the world, but help me to get in flow and then guide me on my way. So that's what I wanted to share with you briefly this evening. I'm now going to jump to the questions. Now is where the real fun begins, as I get to look at this chat window over here. And the first thing that I am seeing is that I'm either going to need to scoot forward here or change to different glasses which have a higher glare factor because I can't actually read the screen. So, all right, I'm on the screen and I can't tell any questions for Michael. So we've got Brazil, we've got Colorado, Brazil, not sure who else we have on here. And I'm not seeing any questions late. Hi, Constance, welcome. Hi, Lavi, welcome. Hi, David Morris, welcome. Adriano, welcome. And Jessica, do we have any questions that you want to type here? Hi, Tom, Time Lord Osceola 1. Woohoo! So let's see if there are any questions here. And I'm not seeing any so far, which means it's another opportunity to go with the flow. I could share for everybody out there, our automatic writing program is on sale, 50% off through Monday. It's kind of an awkward place to put it in, but at least it's filling the space. You can go over to inspirenationuniversity.com and type in the code AWESOME50 to get 50% off. Questions coming through. Michael, how do you stay from Scott McCumber? Hi, Scott. How do you stay grounded and in your body? Great, brilliant question, Scott. And somebody, or a question particularly as a former squirrel on crack, that I've worked very hard for. So morning routine is a piece of that. Meditation is a big piece of that. Doing my automatic writing so I can get third-party guidance or assistance is a piece of that. Food is another important piece. Looking at what spins me or what grounds me. Coming back to prayer or affirmations. I'm continuously going to a place of prayer. And lots of exercise on top of that. When I feel myself start to spin or start to get ungrounded, I look at what I've eaten. I look at what I'm ingesting, both the energy of those around us, the energy of anything I'm watching or listening to, the energy in the home. And then I tend to kick myself out 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to help me get moving and get grounded. I can stay in and get grounded as well. I'll use tapping, I'll use emotion code. I'll just tap on my thymus, right, like this. This can help me to ground as well. And of course, there's going to the breath. That's actually the first thing that I would do, Scott, is I'm always going back to the breath. The funny thing is, the farther along that you get down this road, like I even notice, I just said, the funny thing is, you notice you become much more aware of your energy. When you're aware of your energy, you become very present. And so it's kind of like a feedback loop of hearing something go out from a microphone through the speaker and back out, and you can get that sound. It's rather loud squelch. When you can hear yourself, you can notice when you're starting to spin and help pull it back to center. If you notice the change in my voice from where I started to talk earlier to now, when you start to find that you're not grounded, if you go back to the breath, a nice, deep, slow, nasal breath. In and out through the nose, your voice changes and your state changes. Because instead of breathing from up here, which makes you really nervous and anxious and spun, you're now speaking from down here, where a singer would sing from a very grounded, Om kind of place that helps pull you back to earth, helps put a foundation back beneath you, and where you can find strength and your center, truly the calm at the eye of the storm. So brilliant question. I'm going to look and see who we have next, if we have any. So Constance and Scott has a question. What's the first step? Actually, Adriano. And Karen, so glad you're loving it. Adriano, what's the first step to change our vibration? The first step, Adriano, I apologize if I'm getting that wrong, is to catch it. That's the first and most important step. So when I teach meditation to people, and people come back to me and they say, Michael, I wasn't able to meditate at all. I kept finding myself off in La La Land. I kept seeing I was thinking and found out I'm thinking and found out I'm thinking. I couldn't pay any attention to the meditation. And I go, no, you just had the most perfect, beautiful meditation of them all. Why? You caught that your attention was going elsewhere. It's that catching, that glimpse, that moment of awareness that's over 50% of the battle. It's in that moment you're lifting weights with your mind, helping to pull it right back to center. The more you catch yourself wandering, the more you're actually strengthening the mind. So people who say, I'm not doing meditation well because I catch my mind wandering, I go, congratulations. It's a perfect meditation. So that's step number one. Step number two is go back to the breath. Feel yourself breathing. Count yourself breathing. You can do a 10 count meditation. I recommend doing this each and every morning. It helps you to get grounded and it helps you start to strengthen this muscle, which any and all of us can do. And it's simply breathing in through the nose, down to the belly, Back up and out through the nose. 1. In. Out. 2. In. Out. Is he going to count to 10? Oh, wait. 1. In. I wonder how long he's going to do this for. Oh, wait. Out. 1. In. Out. 2. In. Truly, how long is he going to do this for? Oh, thinking. Back to 1. 1. The goal is to get to 10. It's very difficult to get there. I challenged people on this a couple weeks ago, and one of my coaching clients came back to me very quickly and said, I made it to 10. and he's a wizard, so he did. Woohoo! But for most of us, we won't get to 10 right away. That's okay. We're strengthening the mental muscle that helps us quiet and control the mind. It all starts with awareness. Awareness even of catching that your mind is wandering. In the middle of the day, if you catch yourself getting anxious, if you catch yourself starting to spin, go back and focus on just 3 breaths. In and out. You can even feel the belly rise. In and out. In and out. If you really want to strengthen things, I recommend the 3x3. Set your alarm, preferably on vibrate, to go off 3 times during the day for 3 minutes to go to your breath. It can be 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It can be whatever you want it. But take 3 minutes 3 times a day to focus on your breath. It will strengthen, it will change, and you will carve new grooves in the record. Another key point, as I started going down this road, I started going to a mantra. I have many mantras that I like. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for this beautiful day. My current mantra that I use is, I send love. I send love. I send love. And so I would use some prayer beads and a bracelet that Jessica would make for me. And I just rotate through the beads. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for this beautiful day. Or I send love. I send love. The funny thing is, when you start to get spun, when you start to get ungrounded, you either start to go really fast with the beads or you forget about them entirely. Then when you catch yourself, you go back to the beads. They ground you and help slow you down. It just wouldn't feel right to go, I send love, I send love, I send love. You'd be like, what? No. I send love. I send love. I send love. It brings a kinesthetic awareness to it. It helps bring you physically back into your body. It's why I teach people in different sports. I teach them to feel what's going on, whether that's a ski pole, to hold on to it, whether it's the feeling of the foot on the ground, whether it's if you're driving a car, you can grab the steering wheel and hold it and feel it beneath your hands and really squish into it and say, am I present? Yes, I am present. That very act of touching something and feeling it, getting feedback, helps bring you back into your body and help get and keep you grounded. So, beautiful question. Let's see what we've got next. Anthony, hello. So I can do this when I am getting a test, right? Oh, David, of course you can do this when you're taking a test. Absolutely. When you're taking a test, when you're in a high pressure environment, when you're in a business meeting, anything of the sort, go to the breath. It changes everything. If we want to talk about a test for myself, every day I get a test on a different book. Every single day. It's what I do. And so I have, instead of a beads for in my studio, instead of running through beads, I have a quartz crystal that I go like this. I send love. I send love. I send love. And I'm going to the breath. I'm going to my mantra. And it helps me to stay extra hyper present with that author or guest. You can do this if you have a teacher, if you have a professor. You can work on bringing your focus, laser-like focus, to what they are saying. Use it as a meditation. Each time your awareness wanders and you catch it, bring it back to center. Bring it back to the teacher or professor. No matter how boring or uninteresting they are, if you bring your full attention and awareness to it, it changes everything. On top of that, you're helping strengthen the mental muscle, your muscle of presence, of focus, of concentration, of awareness, simply by focusing on a professor or teacher who may be admittedly very boring. This skill carries forward in all areas of your life. You focus better at every time, conversations with people in particular. But when any situation comes up and you find your mind wandering, first off, it'll wander less. It's much easier to grab a hook and pull it right back to center. So when I'm doing an interview, I've got to go through questions, I've got to hear what's going on in my mind, I have to pay close attention, hyper attention to the guest that I'm speaking with. I can catch if my mind wanders, and my mind wanders as well. It'll check the clock and it'll go, well, we've got 18 minutes left. How soon do I want to get to that kid's question? Wait. And I will bring it back to center as quickly as I can. Because if I know if I'm here, if I'm there, if I'm anywhere but, then I am lost and the interview isn't going well. Because if I can't hear them and truly hear them, not a, yeah, I hear you. But if I can't hear them, how do I know how to respond? How do I know what to ask next? How do I know what my audience is hearing to see if I need any interpretation for the audience? So use your class, use your tests, use whatever opportunity comes up to strengthen the mental muscle of your mind. It is a true game changer. I cannot speak strongly enough about how much, and it certainly doesn't look it at this moment, I was a squirrel on crack. I was diagnosed twice with ADD. First as a child and put on Ritalin until puberty, and then they took me off. They didn't know at the time what it did to kids during puberty, but I was always in trouble. I was always in the principal's office. I was just bored. And then I was put back on Adderall in grad school because I was struggling so much to focus then. But the meds weren't the answer. And when I got off meds the next time and tried to go back to them, they didn't work. But when I started doing this, when I started going to the breath, practicing in meditation, practicing with a mantra, everything completely changed and shifted so that I can have laser-like focus now, which you can have too. So now I'm going to use that laser-like focus and see what I can find from new questions. Mark Carr, I love Scotland. Both Jessica and I want to visit Scotland. I want to go run the knolls and the hills and see the lochs and explore. It sounds so beautiful. Hi, Fresno. Hi, Karina. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Mark Carr asked earlier, this might be a silly question, but what is the best way to attract money? Vibration, energy, Mark. First and foremost, money is an energy. We get to get your vibration up. The next thing that you want to do, period, bar none, above and beyond anything else, is write a letter to money. Write a letter to money as your friend or long lost friend or somebody you're not even getting so well along with so well right now. Write them a letter. And I first heard this from Jensen Chero years ago, who now has a book. First it was You Are a Badass, and now Badass at Making Money. When you write a letter to money, you see all the ways that you push money away from you. We all have at some point, not all of us. Some of us are born with a healthy understanding of money because we inherited from our parents a healthy understanding. For the rest of us mere mortals, we have a very dysfunctional relationship with money. I want money. I'm afraid if I have too much money that I won't be very spiritual. Or I want money, but does that mean I have to sell my soul? Or I'm so frustrated that I don't have enough money. And if you're frustrated that you don't have enough money, it's a guarantee you're going to have less money. And we have this push-pull, kind of abusive relationship with money. So you want to write a letter to money, and you want to make her, or him as the case may be, your good friend. Then the next thing I would do is write out each day, each morning, without fail, either in automatic writing or just journaling. Write about the abundance you want to bring into your life. Write about how that would make you feel, how that it would change your life. Write about it in story form even. And see yourself with money and see how it changes your things. And look at the experiences all around you if you have money. And listen to what the world sounds like if you have money. Get this in HD quality in your mind with a high vibration, with a woohoo behind it. And you start to attract it in. Money is just an energy. We do get to ask for it. We do get to heal that relationship, use things like emotion code and tapping as well as a letter to money. However, if you put it out there on a daily basis, day in and day out with emotion, you will attract it into your life, or you will attract the circumstances into your life that you get to say yes to, again, putting you in alignment that will help bring that money into your life. Beautiful question, Mark. Konbanwa! Hi, Breath. Just started to read the book of Abraham. Absolutely awesome. Phenomenal. Let's see, who else? What else do we have here? What other questions do we have? Yes, means good evening in Japanese. So actually, I should say, is it Ohayo gozaimasu? For good morning, because it's the other side of the world right now. Where is Jessica? I like to read her questions. Jessica is at Aspen, Colorado right now. She is jumping into the flow, seeing where the universe guides us, because we have a moving truck coming here on April 27th, taking us from Emerald Isle to somewhere. Destination unknown. We believe it's going to be Aspen, and we write about it every day. That's part of our manifestation work. Each and every morning we write about what our home looks like, what it feels like, which is much more important than how it looks, how excited we are, how ecstatic we are, what it's like to look out our back door at the mountains, to look in front of us at the plains, to look down the street at a ski slope, to see the bike path before us, to be able to go up this stairway and have this beautiful view from the studio, to have a very spacious home where the kiddies can run and play, to be close to the recreation center so we can get out and exercise real quickly, and for it to be affordable, kind, gentle, easy, good, so we're not stressing over a very high monthly payment. So with all of that said, she's out in Colorado to see what gets attracted to us. However, as I was saying earlier, we're open. We don't pretend to have the answers. We're doing this co-creation, getting in flow with the universe, seeing where it guides us. We were hoping to have her on the air via Skype. I have a second computer set up right next to me to be able to hear her, but we ran into some technical challenges, as seems to be the case with the lives temporarily. Each time we get a little bit better at this. So unfortunately not here tonight voice-wise. However, the typing that you see there is Jessica in Colorado, where you see it say Inspire Nation in the chat window. And I guess the chat window disappears when people hear this on the replay. But the chat window right now is Jessica very much in person here. So let's see, what is a next question? Lavi P. Hi, Michael. I want to ask you how to trust and know if I'm truly receiving messages from the other sides. Because I feel that sometimes I feel that I can connect to my grandma and other spirits. My guess is you absolutely can, Lavi P. We all have that ability. In fact, I believe it is just aired, and if not, Jessica will be airing it shortly, a beautiful interview that we just did with John Holland on this very topic, on how to become a psychic medium. We all have these abilities inside of us. My recommendation is keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing, and be open and more open and more open still. The more sensitive you are, the more you practice this, the clearer you will hear things. I like diving in through automatic writing. Now, even in automatic writing, it was a practice to learn. And I would literally ask the question in automatic writing, is this me or is this my ego? And so you can ask that as you're hearing from your grandma. You can ask, is this me or is this my ego? If you hear other spirits, you can ask, is this me or is this my ego? You can also set the intention to hear your grandma, to hear other spirits. As John Holland was telling us, and I've just read that he will be live this coming weekend, if we want to speak with spirits, it's our job to raise our vibration up to the highest level possible. And then they get to lower their vibration level down to kind of meet us in the middle. The more you practice, the easier it is to reach up and meet them, the easier it is for them to come down and meet with us. So practice, practice, and practice some more. I know the day after our spiritual elder, Auntie Pua from Hawaii, from Maui, passed away, I was hearing her in my automatic writing. Was it real? Was it not? My guess is yes. And so I get to practice with that as well to build that connection stronger. I know that Jack, who was our best man at our wedding at 89 years young, he's in communication with me through automatic writing and still treating me like a whippersnapper. And it is always so great to hear from him. You build that connection just a tiny little bit, then more, then it grows stronger. Then you get this kind of like bomb-proof, bulletproof connection over time. But it is a practice like anything else. It's a brilliant question. I highly recommend keeping it up. And come back on, join us in the chat, join us in our lives, and let us know how it's going. Jack still calls me baby girl. So Jessica apparently is getting him, well, she says, I can hear his voice as clear as day. Yes, I can hear Jack as well. And Jack is someone who is actually quite disapproving of our path when we were on Maui, and he was still alive for the majority of that time. But he felt we were off track, out of alignment, and out of flow. He actually sent us to Snowmass right by Aspen to get a taste for things because he wanted us to go to a monastery there and unplug for a while, volunteer at the monastery, and get back on track because he felt we were so off track. And now both of us hear his voice on a regular basis saying, at least to me, we're on track, we're going the right direction, and he's always saying, take better care of baby doll. Take much better care of Jessica, which is what I continuously hear in automatic writing day in and day out, and I'm always working to do better. But I feel Jack is saying to us now that we are on path, that we are on track, and to keep doing what we're doing, and things will continue to grow. Thank you, Lavi. Yes, at the monastery there, they do bake amazing cookies. I wonder if Jessica will be going to get one while she's there now. My guess is no, although, wow, we did have a beautiful spiritual experience by a stained glass window when Jessica and I were admittedly having a very hard time with our relationship. And I believe it was one of several times early on in the relationship where Jessica was thinking of breaking things off, and thankfully Jack had sent us to that monastery, and on that very day with the light coming through the stained glass, we had just a miraculous experience, and we're here to this day. All right, let's see. From Valerie Bradshaw, do you think the planet is going into a grand solar minimum, aka minimum ice age? It's a brilliant question. I have been a weather geek almost my entire life, and the best way that I can say it, Valerie, and I think it's what Jessica's saying, is, or maybe it's you that wrote, the cycles are seemingly familiar. I do not want to live a fear-based reality, but science is showing the repeat. We can choose not to live a fear-based reality. we get to make that choice. We get to make a choice of love over fear. So I've been a weather nut almost my whole life. And on Maui, you get weather nuts mixed with conspiracy theorists, mixed with very independent folk. And there's kind of this whole mix of, plus fear of radiation and Fukushima. This was back a few years. I can't say how it is now. And I'm not speaking on an individual to individual basis. But it was real easy to get wrapped up in all of the negativity in the news and the weather news and the Fukushima news, and all of this would blend together, and it was really easy to pull us down. We can work to change the world, and I truly believe when our backs are against the wall, us as humanity, we can make massive shifts. And either the technology will appear or it's already here to help us reverse the damage that we've done. I am such a bullish optimist that things can be changed if they're supposed to be changed. Valerie, I view this world as school, perfect in its imperfection. That doesn't mean we don't try to change it. That doesn't mean we don't try to fix it. It doesn't mean that we don't try to help our fellow man and woman as much as we possibly can, love till it hurts, and then it won't hurt anymore, and then love, love, love some more. But it means choosing love over fear. Are we in a more unstable time? Clearly. Are there more crazy weather phenomena than ever? Clearly. Could this be a cycle? Who knows? It's okay just as it is. It may mean that you may need to take steps, functional steps, to move back from the coast, to consider transplanting yourself at some point, although probably not unless you're right on the edge of the coast. But it means take care of yourself, but don't go to a place of fear. You can't let fear win. You cannot let fear win. Go to love. Go to a place of love in this perfect present moment. Even if you're in the middle of a blizzard, you're perfectly okay. And if you're not perfectly okay, then get off of this call and go to someplace where you will be perfectly okay. We get too wrapped up in the big picture of what we're taught, of what we're sold, of what's going on out there, that we forget that the real story is in here. What's going on in your heart, Valerie? How connected are you with you? How connected are you with your inner wisdom, your inner source, your inner guide, your inner flame? The more that you work on cranking this up, the less the noise of the world around you and the fear and gloom and doom will affect you. Again, I don't want to disempower you. I want to empower you. Go after change. We need that, and we need that now, this minute, if not sooner. But go there from a place of wholeness and love. I call this the open-hearted warrior. Dive down into your heart, step forward with love over fear, and you can conquer and change anything, truly anything. Let's see what other questions we have here. How many jobs did I have? Oh, David, I'm going to take a wild guess and say approximately 20. It has not been an easy path, but that's the school of life that I was mentioning earlier with Valerie. We're here to learn. We're here to have experiences. And so it's very rare for somebody today to go from A to B and skip a whole bunch of intermediary steps. Had I skipped those steps, I don't think we would have been able to run Inspire Nation. Each one of those seemingly disjointed jobs from which I either left disgruntled or was let go, or it just wasn't a fit and didn't work out and somehow blew up, all of them were important stepping stones that if I look back at my life, I can pull on the golden thread and see how one connected to the next, to the next, to the next, to lead me here. If there was one continuity through the whole thing, it was coaching. That I started coaching people with sports in college, with learning disabilities and ESL students and grad school, and then professional soon after, and on it went. So it went from athletes, it went to students, it went to professionals, and now it encompasses the whole range. But it was on again, off again, as I found my way and got my feet wet. And that too was perfect just as it was. I can look back and say, well, if only I had done this sooner, if only I had done that, if only I got into computers, if only we had all bought Microsoft or Apple. But the fact is, and that's Lumi concurring in the background, Jessica's not here, so it's actually soon that we'll get to wrap things up so that I can feed and take care of Lumi. We didn't buy Apple and we didn't buy Microsoft, not because we blew it, not because we made a mistake, not because we weren't smart enough, it's because we were here to learn certain lessons. If you get one thing from this tonight, this is probably it, even above focus, even beyond jumping into the flow. It's realizing we're in school. If school was easy, we wouldn't learn anything. So we need challenges along the way, which means our path may not have included much money till now. It may not have included too much stability to now. It may not have even included too much happiness until now. The great thing is you can improve your financial situation. You can improve your health. You can improve your wealth. How quickly does it come along? That's not up to us. All we can do is the best we can do in co-creation with the greater universe. Why is it the greater universe? Well, because when you're on that highway and a car crashes in front of you, whether you make it through or whether you don't make it through is going to have very little to do with your skills and have everything to do with what's on your path and what's for you to learn. We're truly not in control. The best we can do is learn about the situation and grow from it. That's what we're here to do. So no matter how many jobs you've had, perfect. No matter how much or how little money you've had, perfect. No matter how your health was, and I do not mean this facetiously. I've got twin titanium femurs and hips, and I've had 13, 14, maybe more operations in my life. Perfect. Just as it is. You're perfect right now in this very moment, going through the school of life. Yes, there will be more challenges, but those two will be perfect just as they are. So let's see what else we have here. Thank you, David, for that beautiful question. From 2 questions from Facebook. From Tia Harding. Hi, Tia. How do I love and support myself in times of stress and overwhelm? I would say, first off, Tia, in times of stress and overwhelm, it's most important to do everything you can to love yourself. And the corollary to this is, and to not pick on yourself if you catch yourself not loving and supporting yourself. So how do you love and support yourself? Go to a mantra. Go to a meditate, an expression for yourself. Affirmation, that's the word that I was searching for. So I love and support myself each and every day in each and every way. I love and support myself each and every day in each and every way. Each day in each way, I love and support myself. Each day in each way, I love and support myself. I love myself. I love myself. Even in this moment, I love myself. Even in this moment, I love myself. No matter the challenges, I love myself. No matter how stressed I am, I love myself. Go to the love, go to the love, go to the love. If you can, go to EFT tapping. I love myself completely and fully, even though I'm stressed out. I love myself completely and fully, even though I'm stressed out. I love myself completely and fully, even though I'm stressed out. Or simply tap on your thymus, basically your heart region. I love myself completely and fully. I love myself completely and unconditionally. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. So the more that you do this, the more that you carve grooves in the record. The most important thing, Tia, as I come back full circle, is not to get upset with yourself for not loving yourself. Everything in life is a practice. everything is a learning. If you got it like that, there'd be nothing to learn. So the fact that you catch yourself not loving yourself, sort of like what I was saying earlier about meditating and catching your mind wandering, that's great. It's strengthening your muscle to bring you back to your open-hearted place. It's helping train you to be in your heart, to be a true open-hearted warrior. Don't pick on yourself, and then don't pick on yourself for picking on yourself. Just love yourself, and love yourself no matter what. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what you've done. If the greatest axe murderer in the world showed up here on this program, showed up for coaching, showed up before me and said, look at everything I've done in the past, I can't possibly love myself, I would say a couple things. First off, the only way you're going to fix whatever's been done, it's not fixable. The only way that you can help people for the rest of your life is to go to a place of love. Secondly, I would say, do you have a time machine? And if they did, I want to buy the rights and use it myself. But I'm going to go, do you have a time machine? And if they go, no, I don't, then I'd say, that person's dead. That person doesn't exist anymore. You can't go back. There is no going back. Live in this beautiful present moment. Love yourself, here and now, no matter what. No matter what. Understand, folks, years ago, I had wiring, not too long ago. I had wiring that said, Michael, you're such a screw up. You don't deserve to live. You deserve to die. I don't say that lightly, and that's not something I really like to share on air, but it's important. Michael, you're such a screw up, you deserve to die. I had the hardest time getting to a place of love, but I learned after a friend committed suicide that there is absolutely no good that can come out of beating and berating yourself. Absolutely none at all. You can't go back in time. There's nothing you can do about you from the past. And you from the past was absolutely essential to get you where you are now, here, today, in this moment. It's an absolute miracle I didn't go down that road and kill myself. I had one mediocre, thank God, effort. I thought about it many times, but I learned that I have to shut off that noise. I cannot allow it to go down that path. Now, I will say this. If those voices are inside of you the way they're inside of me, I didn't have the knowledge I have now. I didn't have automatic writing. I didn't have any of these skills. I would go right now and grab a journal without delay, and I would write out all the vulgarness, all the obscenities, all the anger, all the hatred, all the pain, all the suffering, all the. Write it out. Better out than in. This will keep you from blowing up like a Coke bottle that's been shaken too much. Get it all out on paper. Then shred it, burn it, do a dance around it. Make it a ceremony. Get it up and out and transmute that from paper to, to shredded paper to ash. And you will feel so much better. Get it out. I cannot recommend it enough. Get it up and out of you. Don't do this once. Don't do this twice. Do it day after day after day after day. Last note, since we're talking about this and we're talking about healing, my all-time favorite prayer in the world, I cannot recommend it enough. The more you can go to this prayer, the better. If you're having trouble with self-love, go to this prayer, go to this prayer, go to this prayer. Make it your mantra. Make it your breath. Ho'oponopono. Ancient Hawaiian healing prayer. You don't have to remember the name of it. You certainly don't have to remember how to pronounce Ho'oponopono. But 4 key lines. Say them any direction, any order, over and over and over and over and over again. In fact, I've got 108 beads on this necklace. I'll start right here in the beginning. You can do this before going to bed. Rotate through the whole 108 beads each evening. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. Over and over and over again, and carve a new groove in that record. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. You don't have to love yourself in the beginning. You don't have to apologize for hurting yourself in the beginning. You don't have to forgive yourself in the beginning. You don't have to give thanks, truly give thanks. There's an energy, there's a frequency, there's a vibration to the words which have been said for hundreds and hundreds of years, time after time after time, by millions of people worldwide. You say those words, you get into frequency, you get into vibrational harmony, you get into alignment or into the flow, and it changes everything. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. So I'm going to take just one or two questions more, then we're going to call it good for this evening. We'll be back next week with Jessica, I believe. Again, we're open if universe brings her back to us in that time rather than keeping her in Aspen for a few extra days. I don't know where it came from. I'm not suggesting anything, and I'm not suggesting anything. So let's see if we have a question or two left. Actually, we're going to take one more question, and let's see what we have. From Azul Lavender, what is the purpose of so many animals suffering? That is a beautiful, very, very difficult question, Azul. I believe all of us here on our soul path, all of us are here on our journeys, and I believe all animals are truly, truly sacred, and they're doing everything they can to love us and support us each in their own way. Why is there suffering? Why is there suffering for animals? Everybody is here on their path. Everybody is on their earth school journey. Everybody and everything. There is no difference. We're all on our path. I think it's important to do everything we can to alleviate their suffering, to make their suffering less, to become conscious of their suffering and make different choices. It may be becoming vegan, or it may be becoming vegetarian, or it may mean eating just a little less meat, or it may mean adopting an animal, or donating to a shelter, or choosing to go with something synthetic over something that was made from an animal product. There's so many different choices we can make. Every little bit matters. Every little bit matters. It all helps. It all alleviates suffering. See, there is suffering because we are all on our individual journeys. And yet, at the same time, we each in our own way get to do what we can to help raise the vibration of the planet and alleviate suffering every place we can. Note, raise the vibration of the planet comes first. If you work in here and you help bring your frequency up, you become a tuning fork, and others around you begin to raise their frequency up. So you can directly help animals in all the ways I mentioned and many more, but you can also help animals and help this planet by helping yourself. The more love that you bring to yourself, the more centered that you are to yourself, the more kind and compassionate you are to yourself, the more that you help change the frequency of the entire planet. You don't have to teach somebody else how to change. You don't have to tell somebody else how to change. But when your frequency goes up, when you begin to know yourself better, to treat yourself better, and to get into vibrational alignment, basically frequency upwards. You help bring everybody up around you. That's why when I look at the world's challenges, I say the answer only and always will come from the inside. It won't come from anything we're doing out there. From a spiritual sense, there really is no out there. It comes from the shift we make on the inside. As above, so below. When we change on the inside, the outside world around us reflects the change we've made in here. So when you see the world's gone mad, I'll put that in quotes, it means we get to do a deep dive on our inside, heal from the inside, align with Source, God, whatever you want to call it, on the inside. Get more centered and grounded on the inside. Get to know who we truly are as divine beings, each having our own unique physical existence or physical experience. Get to know that, and the whole world around us changes. So I want to wish everybody well. We're going to call it good right here. Any more questions that we have, we will do our best to take next week. Thank you for your patience with our technical challenges. Thank you for your love and support. 2 quick notes. First off, automatic writing program is on sale at inspirenationuniversity.com. It's on sale at half off through this coming Monday, May 12th only. We have live classes where you're going to actually be able to speak with us and I see you and we can communicate back and forth, or live trainings that we're going to have. We have videos to help guide you each step of the way into a journaling practice where you get words of wisdom from the inside or from your higher self or from your higher team. Bonus videos, meditations, and even binaural beat music to help get you in a theta brainwave state. So come on over to inspirenationuniversity.com and just type in awesome50 to get 50% off. Again, that's awesome50. Secondly, if you love the show, if you're enjoying the shows, first off, share it with everybody you know, every which way you can, and then come become a part of the Inspire Nation family. Come on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/InspireNation, patreon.com/InspireNation, and get a backstage pass. You'll get access to a video, a 3 to 5 minute video each day from me, Michael's daily words of wisdom, our daily wow. You'll get behind the scenes videos. You'll get occasional raffles and prizes, and much, much more by becoming a part of the Inspire Nation family, by joining the Backstage Pass membership program. And you help support the show, which is entirely supported by you, our listener. So come on over to patreon.com/InspireNation. If that's too difficult, come on over to InspireNationShow.com. Click the green donate button. It's there, it's big, it's bold. Your love and support helps us share the love right back with you. So I'm just going to double check and see if Jessica has written anything else down here before we wrap things up. Thank you, Jessica, for getting the links up here. Good night, Constance. Good night, David. Good night, Valerie. Good night, Anthony. Thank you so, so much to everyone out there. I send all the love and support in the world your way, as does Jessica, who is truly, truly the love of my life. None of this would exist without her. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jessica, from 2,000 miles away. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I love the kitty cat so much. And I'm going to hop off the air now, and I'm going to go love up our kitty cats as much as I possibly can. Good night, everybody. Be well. Shine bright. Woohoo!